Let's talk about the tax system for a minute. Then I'm going to go to questions. But the tax system, how many of you here, forget my views, how many of you here feel that the IRS is involved with a really workable and fair system? Okay? Of course not. It's unfair, it's unwieldy, certainly expensive. In many ways, it's fraudulent. What would happen if we were to abolish the IRS? It'd take a little while, but let's abolish the IRS. Consumption tax, a sales tax, the fair tax maybe. What would then happen? Everybody in this room, everybody that pays taxes in this room, probably the five-year-old would, but everybody would get a tax break. Why? You wouldn't have to keep all these accounting records. You wouldn't have to pay your tax accountant, H&R Block, your tax preparer, to fill out your income tax returns. You work for a living, there's no deductions for any taxes, for Social Security withholding. The money comes to you. And then you want to buy a camera, you want to buy a dinner or something, yes, you pay a tax with it. What's the matter with that? What's the benefit? Today we are penalizing people that save money. We're taxing it, we're penalizing. We're encouraging you not to save money. We're very good in that encouragement. We don't save very much. We are taxing, punishing people that invest. Under this system, that wouldn't be the case. And think of this as well. Most people don't focus on this, but this is critically important. Our exports, by the time they're going to leave our shores, they've already paid taxes on those products. And they're going to go and compete with products in other countries that haven't paid taxes. So they're going to have, our goods are going to have to pay taxes again when they reach Japan or Singapore or wherever. And it's the same thing with our imports. Those imports have not paid taxes, but our goods here, when they even are going on the market, they've already paid taxes on them. Let's level the playing field. Let's make our exports more competitive. Let's make our domestic products more competitive with imports by doing away with the IRS and the income tax system. It's amazingly important. Let's talk about this housing crisis, this banking crisis, almost completely caused by the government. I mean, let's call it the way it is. It's been caused by the government. Why? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. The risk away from you. You don't have to pay for bad decisions. That's what happened. Then, today, what do we need to bring us back to prosperity? Yes, we need to reduce government spending, and in fact, Governor Johnson says we will reduce the federal spending by 43%. And I think we can do it. But that really isn't enough, honestly, because we also have to increase prosperity to have a lot more money in the marketplace. So let me tell you what happened to me 2 weeks ago tomorrow, a week ago last Sunday. I was at a fundraiser for a group that's trying to put in a campus for brain-injured adults, which is a wonderful story and really an important one. But I was sitting next to a manager from a farmers and merchants bank in Huntington Beach, just making light conversation, and I said, well, is it true that your bank does not want money? Imagine that your bank does not want money, and she said, yes, it's true. We can't loan that money. Why? Because the federal government has tightened the restrictions so much that if somebody with a good business plan comes in, she is a good business risk, I really can't loan that money to the person because of all the federal restrictions. So I don't want your money because I can't loan it out, and I lose money if I take your money. She further said, and you should be aware of this and spread this news, today at that bank and probably all others, 30% of their employees are doing nothing but attempting to comply with government regulations. Think about that. So at the very time that we need to reignite our prosperity and our system, we need to bring in small businesses online, where they will hire 6 people, 8 people, 10 people with prudent business risks. They need a loan to be able to do that, a reasonable, prudent loan, and because of the government, we're not doing that. Shame on us. Vote for Governor Johnson and Judge Gray, and we will change that. So, how can we do this? I'm going to share with you our strategy. No secret. At the convention, Governor Johnson, as we came into the convention, he was polling nationally at 7%. That's pretty good, folks. We've never taken more than 1% in the national election. Because he has this name recognition, because he has done it instead of just talking about it, he is polling at 7%. You know what he's polling at today? 8%.
Yeah.
Okay? What would happen if in early October, end of September, he polled at 15%? Do you know? He'll be a part of the presidential debates.
Yes.
He will be a part of the presidential debates. Obama, Romney, and Governor Johnson. And if that's the case, first of all, the whole format will be different because he will force them to talk about issues they do not want to talk about. When his presence there, he will bring them up. He will require honest debate on real issues. Number two, all bets are off, folks. The rules are going to be different. People are going to see that they have a viable, electable choice other than Romney and Obama. Wouldn't that be wonderful? If we can just get that 15%, I think we have a legitimate chance of winning the presidency of this country. The time is right. The people are right, I believe. The issues are right. We are right for America, and America's going to see it. So how do we get to that 15%? How do we get to that 15%? Everyone in this room has to take it personally.
That's right.
You have to take our message. You have to send it out on your email traffic. You have to talk to your friends. You have to tell your friends to take it personally and send it to their friends. Pretty much that's all we'll have to do. And then, by the way, when the phone rings and it's a poller, don't hang up, talk to them.
That's right.
We need the polling. We can get the polling just by you. Plus, we have so many other aces in the hole here. Anybody ever heard of Ron Paul before? Oh, yeah. You know, he's a hero.
That's right.
This man has won the election already because he has mainstreamed our issues, our approaches, our responsibility, and our social tolerance. But he is not going to win the Republican nomination. We all know that. So that'll be in August. And when he is out of the race, I strongly believe he will not run as an independent. He is going to try to turn over what he has done, turn over the baton to his son. But we're going to be standing there. And whether he endorses Governor Johnson or not, I don't know. In a lot of ways, it's academic. Where are his supporters going to go? To Obama?
No.
Not a prayer in creation. To Romney?
No.
Also not a prayer in creation. Where is he going to go to? He's going to come to Governor Johnson.
That's right.
5% more, 6% more. Now we're up at, we're pretty much up at that level. Let's go beyond that. It's wonderful. It's exciting, and it's so necessary for our country.
Yes.
I'm going to just share one more thing with you, because I can go on and talk about these issues for a long time, but I want to talk about what you want to talk about. We're going to take away a lot of votes from Obama. And by the way, a vote for Romney, tell your friends, tell anybody that will listen, a vote for Romney in California is a wasted vote. Romney has a 0% chance of beating Obama in California. But we can. In fact, we will take away more votes from Obama than we actually will from Romney. Why? Well, the drug policy issue. Are you going to go, if you believe in drug policy reform, marijuana, or anything else, are you going to go to Obama? You've got to be nuts. You're going to go to Romney? Equally nuts. We're the only place to go. If you're interested in the death penalty being abolished, which I am, regardless of your philosophy, by the way, and it's in my book, wherever it is, the death penalty is not working. I don't care what your philosophy is. We are spending on the order of 7 times more money to get somebody through the legal system with all of the appeals and all of the protections and everything else, 7 times more money than it would be to try that same person for an LWOP, a life without possibility of parole, and give them their appeals, and put them in prison for the rest of their lives. It costs 7 times more money to do the death penalty route than it does the LWOP. We don't have the money. And it costs the taxpayers $100,000 a year more to keep a person on death row than it does just in the general population. And we have 435 or something like that people on death row right this minute. That's an extra $40 million or so every year just to do this. And it gets to the absurdity, because just before I published my book, there were two really bad people, one in Orange County, one in Los Angeles County, who had been convicted of a death penalty offense. And you know what they did? Because you're probably aware there are two phases of a death penalty case. First, the liability, then you go to the same jury, and the jury will decide either life without possibility of parole or the death penalty. So at the penalty phase, each of those two guys asked the jury for the death penalty, and the jury accommodated them. Why? Because they know full well they'll never be executed. It hasn't happened, it won't happen. It's decades before the issue even comes up. But they get a cell at San Quentin that's half again larger than they would have otherwise. And they don't have a roommate. And they get extra television privileges, telephone privileges, library. It's a better life. And it costs us $100,000 a year to keep them there. It's a joke. So who stands for the abolition of the death penalty? Not the Democrats, not the Republicans, the Libertarians do. It goes on and on. So I request your help. I am as excited about that. That's okay. I'm excited too. Don't let it go. The next generation. I'm as excited about this as anything since the birth of my children. This is something that we are doing for our children, for the country we love, for our grandchildren, and by the way, for ourselves. Yes. It's going to work. We can do it if you help. That's my message. Let's celebrate that, that revolution is here. So if anybody's interested, you give a contribution of $20 and go to the campaign. And I purloined this hat. This is a Gary Johnson hat. If you want to auction it off, however much you give, this was my hat, but so it be. Whatever you give for the hat, as long as you'll wear it, and that will go directly to the campaign as well. So these are thanks.